What's up, guys? This used to be our studio. Oh my gosh, this is where I used to stand. Oh my gosh, with no equipment, no desks or anything in this room, you can like hear everything bouncing off the wall. This is our old studio. Let me show you the new studio. Boom! Here we are in the brand new studio. We've got 4 different studio sets that we can choose from here. I'm going to show it all to you. You're going to see it in this upcoming live stream that we're doing. Here it is. One thing you'll notice is there's a lot of lights, and all of these lights are pretty much trying to stay out of the scene, but we can't keep them out of every scene. But these are LED panels. They're very low energy, and they're not very hot. This is a big space, so it doesn't get super hot in here. It's nice to be able to move around. We're going to have wireless microphones, wireless in-ear monitors. Each space has like a monitor. So this monitor in particular is a tilt monitor, so it doesn't pick up a lot of glare when we're live streaming. We have a ceiling camera that's going up in just a moment here, so we can shoot down on this table and have optical zoom to show nice details. I always personally love to have kind of a behind the scenes camera where I can kind of show things up close and personal, kind of if I'm presenting this way, have the ability to look back toward the audience and bring them in on the conversation. Again, lots of lights. You got hair lights coming from behind, you got lights coming in the front, key and fill lights, presentation monitor. This used to be our old D-shaped table. Tess and I did so many videos in this type of area, but we've got a new stand-up area, and we've got some kind of, this is more of like a bar height area. You can see we still got to clean some stuff up, but everywhere you look there's behind the scenes cameras. We always want to be able to kind of show the space. You guys know our show. We want to show more than just the talent on camera. We want to be able to show, zoom into things on tables, show things close up. And this area, again, the cool thing about these lights is if we're focusing on this area, we can just spin them. So we've got a lot of different lights that are able to do a lot of different things. I'm going to spin this one around a little bit. Still got to position the lights just right. But we've got a lot of lights, and I'm going to show you the DMX lighting controls as well. This is our 3rd studio over here. Studio space. This is all one big studio, but this area right here is kind of like a stand-up weatherman presentation space. It's going to be really cool. Going to have a huge TV to present with, a couple different cameras. We've got cameras all over the place. And really quickly, I want to show you guys the one-click DMX. Everything is controlled by this little control center over here that Mike's got. 2 televisions plus a 3rd. This is our confidence monitor. So this is so that no matter where you are, you can kind of see what's going on. Still got to set up tally lights. Still got to set up our Elgato Stream Deck. Still have to set up a lot of vMix stuff. But I have this really cool ability to turn off all the lights in this room with one click of a button, and then turn them all back on. Let me show you some of the shots in vMix, if that's possible, Mike. As we're doing our setup here, we do have the ability to bring in people from Zoom. So we've got Zoom on one side, vMix on the other. Nothing's changed there. But we've just got a lot of new camera angles. And all the cameras are PTZ optics, pan, tilt, zoom cameras. So we have the ability to zoom in any of these. Mike likes to do it right in vMix, but we're all going to have an IP joystick controller too. But we have the ability to zoom in from a lot of different angles, cut, fade to close-ups. This is that stand-up desk area that we were looking at. So we have the ability to kind of show really cool presentations on a television, which I'm happy about. This is our behind-the-scenes shot from this side. This is actually an EPTZ camera. So we have the ability to zoom in on things on the table, show the behind and the front of areas. That camera is going to be on the ceiling soon. This is our secondary behind-the-scenes camera. So if we need to, we have the ability to zoom in on items on our desk there. But we also have the ability to do a cross shot for this set. So we're going to set up what's called PTZ camera presets, and we'll have a couple different presets. So if Tess is standing over there, for example, we'll have a nice cross shot for her. And then, of course, we have a front shot for her. This is our, okay, that's our 12x behind the scenes. There's also a wide angle Z cam. This is really good for close-ups. That's a popular shot that we haven't had. And then we've got our 30x here shooting all the way across the entire room. You'd never know it, but that shot is shooting a good 30, 40 feet away and getting a nice close-up of that presentation space there. There we go. Really came out good. So now we're going to switch to our live stream here and really show you guys live what it all looks like, what it sounds like, answer your questions. So tune into the live stream. We'll see you guys soon. Welcome everybody to StreamGeeks Live. Woo! This is going to be fun. So this is our brand new studio. So we're going to answer questions live. We're going to use every single camera in this studio. Mike wants me to zoom in, I think. Here we go. And we're going to show you guys what the inspiration was for this studio. I also want to thank you guys for viewing and kind of take a walk down memory lane. If some of you may remember, we started with a green screen and that was it and one camera. Then Tess joined our team. We built a little studio there. I think some of you guys might remember that. And then we built a studio next door that you saw the empty room of earlier. And now we are here in this just big space that really more than meets the needs of what we're working with. So I wanted to just quickly look at some of the pictures, Mike, of where we were when we first started this channel. We started StreamGeeks, you guys know, to create a space to collaborate and share streaming technology. And that's what we're doing today. I'll go over to my little presentation desk area over here. And I have a little presentation, but Mike, you can also screen capture it, right? And screen share it. Tess helped me put this together. Tess, are you there, by the way? Is Tess here? I think she's here somewhere. Yeah. Hey, Tess, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
So do you remember some of this stuff?
I sure do. And there's some people in the chat that I know that have been here the whole time as well.
It's so awesome to have everybody here. And I'm going to answer all the questions, by the way. I see some questions coming in. Happy to answer all these questions. Holden is asking about our DMX controller. So excited about DMX. DMX is a lighting system which allows us to basically control all of the lights in this studio. So you guys kind of got to see it here, but the whole studio has lights all around it. And with one click, Mike can turn them all off and turn them all on. And that's just probably going to save us what, Mike, 5 minutes a day? Definitely. At least. Actually, can I? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead here. I'll zoom it out so everyone can see. And we'll talk about DMX lighting. Okay, here we go. They're all going on. Boom. Lights off. And then they're all going on. Bam. It obviously looks better with the lights on. We actually, by the way, redid. Oops. Sorry. I got a notification on my phone while I was controlling the camera. That's the one thing about camera controls. We actually redid the lights too. We put LED lights, LED 2x4 panels in the ceiling. So that way we could match the color temperature from the ceiling coming down, and you can see all these side panels. But we are using a really cool device called a DMX King. And what it does is it converts DMX to Ethernet, and then so we can control all the lights over Ethernet. And we're just using one channel of DMX right now. You can have an individual channel per light, but I haven't gone that far into, I don't think it's really necessary yet. But here's a picture here of our very first live stream, and you can see that I was in front of a giant green screen. If you advance that slide, Mike, you can see that was our very first studio ever. And it was just so funny. Tess is saying, let us know what your favorite set is. Do you remember this, Tess?
Yeah, this is where you were before I came.
Yeah, this was before you. So this is about 7 years ago. So we're going back to 2014. And we bought this massive green screen. We still have it, but we're deciding whether we should just retire it. 7 years is a long time. We had a huge projector in the front, so I was kind of operating a projector. And that was our presentation space. Look at the huddle cams there and the PTZ Optics cameras on the table. That was a long time ago. And then look at you, Tess, making a nice set.
Yep, that was our first dedicated physical set.
You have to advance the slides, I think. So there's Tess putting together the presentation. Tess was putting together our very first set. That was like your first task, right, Tess? I was like, let's build a set.
It was. It was fun. So a couple of kids right there.
Look at that. About 5 years ago, there is your husband actually putting up the vinyl wallpaper. And he actually put up the vinyl wallpaper we have here too. There's Tess and me in the studio set that we built. We thought we were pretty professional back then, didn't we?
We did.
I
think that was a pretty good start.
That was our start. David Geckler remembers the old conference room. It really was a conference room. And a lot of businesses are taking their conference rooms and going, there's nobody in the office. What should we do with this space? And thinking about possibly building it into a streaming space, something we've been talking about for about 7 years now. Couple more pictures coming by in the studio space. This was me and Tess. This was, I think, the very first StreamGeeks video, right, Tess?
This is how StreamGeeks started.
And that long ago, this was before it was easy to do like Facebook and YouTube videos at the same, or comments at the same time. And we were streaming to both. Like to stream to YouTube and Facebook back then at the same time was like mystery. Like it was like, how do you do this? And there it is. So that little space there was a conference room turned into a streaming room, turned into a green screen room, and people still used it as a conference room. And I remember even having the conversation with our boss going, can we do this? And they were like, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. So I understand, it's a leap of faith for some companies to do something like this, but.
Well, you gotta tell them that I used to produce on vMix, but it was on the what was it, huge display.
Yeah. We had a picture of that. Mike, at one point when Mike joined, we were like, you can be the producer. So Tess and I can just, focus on producing. But Mike didn't really have a production desk. He was sitting at a conference room table with a wireless, like Logitech keyboard mouse combo. And then I was trying to join Tess up at that blue table area, which that blue table still exists. Or that stand-up table that we bought there. It's not a very nice table, but we did.
It's actually in
Terrence
our
is here.
studio, our new studio.
Terrence, you should join the Zoom session and say hi. We can get you the passcode. So then we got a real professional studio, right, Mike? So this was the studio that we've had for about 3.5 years. We bought this stand-up table. This was like the first thing. We were like, we don't want to sit anymore. We want to stand up. We wanted to feel the energy. We want to move. And that was a really good idea. We wanted to have a television so that we could do presentations. And that television serves as a local monitor, but also we capture that via NDI into our production so that Mike can show it, also really nice quality into the production. And man, look at those lights on tripod stands. We didn't even figure out how to mount lights on the walls back then. There's Mike with the mic. And then you were a little more comfortable, right, Mike? You had your own desk.
Yeah.
You had your own production space.
It made it easier. Made it more easy.
Mike started to get more comfortable. And I remember, we made mistakes back then. It wasn't great. And that we were doing weird things. And we made huge upgrades. This show I remember in particular because the whole office was still in shambles. I mean, there were cables coming out of the walls. We were running Cat5 cables everywhere. But But, you know, and it's funny because, look, we didn't even have the like counter or anything like that. We put up a big green screen here. That was fun, but it wasn't amazing either. On the next slide.
Oh yeah, I like the red and blue.
Yep, we have the red and blue. We got the green screen.
Green screen. Oh geez, dude.
That's what it used to look like. Then we finally got all those shelves out of the
Yeah.
studio. That was a mess. Is that it?
I think that's it.
That's it. So let's go ahead and jump into a live stream now. Jump into a live stream. Jump into like a live demonstration to really show this studio off and the thinking behind this space. So there's 3 main spaces that we can present from. So we've got over here, starting over here, we've got our kind of like desk. This could work, I think, Mike, as like a interview desk if you want to switch cams. I think we could do like interviews here, you know, some like cool interviews with the TV in the background.
Great because you can sit or
Yep.
you can stand.
Because I see myself standing and presenting with television here, but then also maybe there's definitely space for doing interviews. And all the cameras are basically mounted at eye level. So whether you're sitting or standing, it's pretty close to eye level. So if I'm standing, it's not uncomfortable. And then if I'm sitting, it really doesn't look too bad. So all the cameras are kind of mounted at this level here. So this is the 20x back right LCD camera. So this shot kind of gives you an idea.
Why don't you stand up and face this way?
Stand up and face this way.
Yep.
Okay.
And now watch this. And boom.
Boom.
Here, where's this ball?
Is that the ceiling camera?
This is the ceiling camera.
Nice.
Look at that.
Woo. Sharp. So, and that's kind of the cool thing about having this many PTZ cameras too, is that each one is got a lot of different options depending on what set we're in. And we're very excited to be announcing some new products that help control multiple PTZ cameras. So for example, if there's a scene change and we switch from this scene to the next scene, we could maybe issue a command to like 4 PTZ cameras to get them all reorganized and ready. And that's going to be really cool. And that's one of the cool things about this space that we're really excited about. So let's see here. Where are we at, Mike? Let's go to this next set over here. Let's see. There's too many cameras. I don't know which one's which anymore. Okay, here we go. So we'll go over to here.
Okay,
Now, iconic piece here, which is the neon sign, the StreamGeeks neon sign. This we got for about $400. It was really affordable. It's not plugged in yet. No, it isn't. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. We're gonna get this so it lights up and looks really good. But I like the blue brick. I think that was something Tess. Did you really want to keep the blue brick? Was that your idea?
I think that actually was your call to bring it back in the new set. And I definitely think it works. We liked it before.
I'm gonna show it turned on real fast.
Okay. Oh, you can turn it? Oh yeah, Mike has it.
What's up, guys?
Hold on, I want this.
There we go. So that's what it looks like when it's turned on. And we'll get that working, I'm sure. Job's not done until that's up. Now, one of the things that I really like is this camera here. So I always like being able to kind of, let's say we're talking about tally lights, something maybe we'll talk about in a minute. And I like being able to go back and go, oh yeah, like here's a tally light. Now, one thing I can notice is that this light is really blaring at me. So I think that light is just a little too bright.
By the way, you've
Just turn
got
it up.
Ted in the Zoom.
Oh, Ted's in the Zoom?
He is.
Hey, Ted, can you say hi?
Bring back a little bit.
Hold on, I'm going to make it closer. Ted, are you here?
I think that's his wife telling him, hey, they're talking to you.
So I was going to mention these tally lights. This is our
them all
next.
you want.
Hey, Ted, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Can we bring them on so I can see
Keep
them?
them telling.
We are. Trust me, this has been a big project. The tally lights are the next step. And it's really confusing to not have the tally lights working. So we'll have, by next show, these tally lights will be up.
one question. How many cameras are you using now?
So we have 8 cameras.
Okay.
Um,
So you got my 2 controllers, you can have up to 16 cameras that you have.
Perfect.
So
Thank you for that. Yeah, we have an installation team here who's going to be working on getting all of the getting everything up and running. So just to show really quickly, Ted, this one here has the here, can we show this on the close-up? This one has the hot shoe. So we're going to use this with a couple different cameras, and then this one here has just Velcro. So anything that doesn't have the hot shoe. Actually, look at this camera over here, Mike. This camera over here, this is our behind the scenes camera. This was a camera I wanted to focus on today anyway, because it's really cool. So I can just basically screw this tally light right on to this camera. So now I got it right there so that I can see it. And then check this out. So I actually have, where's my my phone? Here it is. So check this out. With the EPTZ camera, I have the ability to control this camera. Even though this camera is not pan, tilt, zoom, it has pan, tilt, zoom controls. So I'm able to operate it with my smartphone. It has a 4K image sensor inside of it, so it's got like electronic pan, tilt, zoom, which I really like for this behind the scenes style shot, so that if we're using it for like a close-up, looks like it works really well. This camera is better than the PTZ Optics VL in my opinion, because you can still do close-ups, but it's still in focus all the way over here. And it's got that electronic pan, tilt, zoom when we want to go in a little further. So I'm a big fan of this camera as a behind the scenes camera. It's good to see you, Ted. I'll let you know how that progresses, okay?
okay, do you have enough tally lights?
I think we do, and if we don't, I will let you know. What would you do for like a ceiling camera? Like this one right up here. What would you do for something like that?
Well, the swivel mount could be stuck up there.
Talking about this right here?
Yes. With the Velcro,
Yeah.
you could put it there. And then
like
I was
that.
going to say, this is a good time to put the USB and NDI tally controllers online. You could have 4 USB and 4 NDIs.
I like it. Ooh. Let's do that, Mike. So we have people to do it. And Ted, I know you were a little bit upset that we didn't get this done earlier, but you can see why. I mean, look, there's still a vacuum on the floor. I mean, we haven't even mounted the cables yet. So it's not like, we're not quite in a position to have this thing be finished. Which cameras are these that you remotely control? Kindly tell me so I can purchase 2 for my online TV. Well, let's go over the cameras really quick, Mike. So we looked at the Z cams, our little behind the scenes cameras, right? Now, I have control of all of these, so I'm trying to find out which one you're using.
I'm used to using that guy over there.
Yeah, for real, if I don't have tally lights, I don't know. It's difficult for me to know which one you're on. But Mike is using all PTZ Optics cameras. So, Mike, let's show off some of these cameras.
So let's talk about, I think, the 30X.
Okay.
And let's zoom all the way out and zoom all the way in, Paul. So
that's a good call.
The 30X and kind of how big the room is.
Yeah. So this room is about 40 feet, I would say. I might be a little off by a little bit. But we have a 30X all the way across the room. And I always think that optical zoom cameras look better the further you zoom in. It just gets like crisper. I don't know why, if that has something to do with the light gathering capabilities. But that right there is the 30X. And so this is the 30X PTZ Optics camera. This camera actually has a really good view of some of the other cameras. Those are the 2 main cameras in our setup. So these cameras have the ability to, they're like shooting away at our main space, our main middle table area there. Those are two 20x SDI PTZ optics cameras. And then this is where Mike is operating the show right here. So he's operating the show. Generally, he has a HuddleCam HD Pro actually right there. Let's see if we can get this to focus a little bit better. I thought it was in there. It's in there. And then he has a 12x NDI PTZ optics in front. That's not plugged in yet. And we also have, the only other camera that's not yet plugged in is we do have a 12x Z-Cam on a slider. That is not looking too hot. We have not touched that one up yet. That's why this is a studio tour. Totally mount the LED facing down. That way I can see from all directions. What is he talking about that? That totally mount the LED. Is he talking about our LED lights? Because we do sort of have those mounted down. Let's take a peek at one of these LED lights real quick. Just gonna move it over here.
By the way, you got a lot of questions of what brand our lights are.
Oh, they're Dracast, and they have these Cat 5 cables. So these are mounted. I mean, I consider that mounted down, right? And they're on these. I'm gonna post, by the way, an entire like every piece and part and piece soon, so you'll have that. But this thing, this light, it's a photo wall mount light, and it's really, I could practically hang from it. So it's very strong, and it allows us to rotate them. So as we have multiple sets, we can rotate them. Oh, mount the tally with LEDs facing down. That way you can see from all directions. Ooh, I like that idea, Bill. Now I see what you're saying. Yeah, mount the tally with the light facing down. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Thank you, Bill. Because I was like, well, what? There's so many directions in which we're trying to accommodate. You know, are we over there? Are we over here? How are we going to be able to see it? And if you look, so I'll zoom into, let's ask Bill this question. So if definitely want to put a tally light in the ceiling. So, and we got Ted here too. I don't know if Bill is in the Zoom chat, but Bill, are you saying that we would basically mount it like that? Like down? Is that what you're saying? What would you do, Ted?
Actually, I would put two tally lights up there back to back.
Ooh.
And then use the NDI, because with the NDI, you're capable of running two tally lights to one camera.
Ah.
Or you could put 4 lights up there and have all 4 lights to one camera.
Well, I don't think we need 4 per camera because we have 8 cameras in here. I think we're going to have to only do 1 per.
Well, like I said, with the NDI and the USB controllers you got, you can do 16 cameras. And you could have, with the NDI, like I said, you can have 2 tally lights lighting from the same camera.
I see. I see what you're saying. Okay, that sounds good. It looks like Reluctant Woody is saying he wishes we had a telephoto version of the Z-cams, and we actually sort of do. So I just want to show this quickly. So we don't have a telephoto version, but this actually is what we call a variable lens. So this lens on the front is adjustable. So you can, not only can you adjust it, but you can put any CL mount lens onto it. So there's all kinds of lens mounts for that. And I also, I don't know if I have it here, but we have a 20x optical zoom version with the built-in 20x. But there are some really nice lens mounts that you can put on these the Z-Cam. And that would give your lens a NDI output, and it would give it a... See, Mike's not so sure about this. He's like, Paul's taking control of all these cameras. What the heck?
I think John might take your phone
Let me take my phone away. Bill's not talking about the key lights. He's talking about there. All right. Is there any way to make the PTZ cameras start smoothly when panning? So essentially, there is no easing function as of yet, but there's two really cool new features that I'm not sure if we're using, and I need to upgrade the firmware. But we just added motion sync, and what motion sync does is it syncs pan, tilt, and zoom so that they all end at the exact same time, and it really does look beautiful. The other thing is you can very slowly, you can set the cameras to move very slowly between presets. So Mike, if you want to turn on the playlist really quickly, maybe we could go through the playlist and I'll show you guys.
Love that side shot.
It's so nice. Where is that shot?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one looks really good. They're all just so good. That's the only one I was having trouble grabbing control of.
You got it. You have it now.
Got it.
Here, put on the playlist.
Oh, here's the 20x cam. It's not the prettiest camera in the world, but it does have a built-in 20x zoom. So what do you think, Tess? Are you happy with how far we've come?
I am. I can't wait to get in there.
I'm going to put you up on this screen because this screen is coming through the camera really nicely.
I don't have my camera on, if that's what you mean.
Oh, you don't? Okay, never mind.
No, I have a baby on my lap, so.
Oh, no, it's all right then. The only thing we haven't worked out with this stream is really like positioning the Zoom people with the regular people. Like we could almost just do it as a picture-in-picture, Mike.
Here. There you go.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
I can turn off what
Self view.
I want to know from the chat of our new studio, you showed about 3 different spaces to stream from. Which one should we use most often? Which one was your favorite? So we had the one with the StreamGeeks sign, the one you're at now, and then sort of the weatherman stand-up one. I like this one. It's cool with the purple blurred background.
Yeah, this one is very similar to what we've had for the longest time. And I'm happy with it. We have a ceiling camera that can shoot straight down. We've got a behind-the-scenes camera that can shoot right here. We've got a cross camera. We really have 2 cross cameras. So it really doesn't matter where you are, you've got cross cameras.
This one would shoot on Tess,
Mhm.
and then that one right there would shoot you, so it's a cross shot going on.
Yep.
So that's like great production.
And we're going to be able to have, there's a couple different ways to make like 3 or 4 cameras move at the same time. So if there's a scene change, we could be like 4 cameras all move over here. And that's something I really want to try. That's something that's popular in like theater. When
Sorry.
your son have a question, Tess? Just kidding. All right, well, that's cool. Does anybody have any ideas for our studio? Any ways we can make it a little better?
I still think we could work on some of the lighting, and I mean, all the cameras were unplugged, so they all have to be relit.
Mm-hmm. Like the cameras need to be a little better color matched. A little better color matching. We have the new branding on the show, which is just kind of. So David Geckler's saying, are all the false walls looks like cable through to the other side? This space is essentially drop ceiling and then drywall. So I think there might be 1 supporting wall, but I don't even know. I think there's probably some support there, but not a lot. It is kind of incredible how, I guess there's above this is an old church actually. So above this is like 20 feet of like cathedral ceilings. It's funny how low these drop ceilings are. But drop ceilings are good for like just air conditioning and heating. But they also allow us to drop all these lights down and put cameras in the ceiling. So
the wires are run through the ceiling and down through the wall to the back of the cameras.
yes, so that is something that is pretty nice. Like Mike, if I move one of these cameras over to, that's something definitely worth taking a look at. those cameras aren't going to show it nicely here. Let's try this one actually right here.
David said he liked the couch set.
Oh, he likes the couch set?
Yeah, we'll have to bring that back.
We were thinking about putting a couch in that set, but you can see here the cables basically just pop right through. We just got Ethernet and SDI, but we're going to have to run, and the guys are cool with this. And Ted, maybe you could tell us a little bit more. The guys are going to run what looks like audio cable. Is it a special audio cable, Ted, that they need to run for these tally lights?
No. Any wire, headphone cable like you got, BNC cable, because most of your stuff you don't have camera operators, so BNC cable would work, because then that would only show the live tally light, not the preview. And most of the churches are mounting them like that, like you're holding it with the Velcro swivel mount that you had.
So, okay, with the Velcro, yeah.
You know.
Okay. Yeah, because we really need to know. And the thing I like about these is that they are pretty big. What size LEDs are those? 5 millimeters?
Yes.
So they're red, green, blue?
No, they're just red on the front and then red and green on the back, because if you had a camera operator, you wanted him to know that he's on preview.
So that's a red-green LED on the back?
Yes.
So red-green on the back. I thought they only made red, green, blue LEDs that were multicolor.
Well, I don't hook up the blue.
Oh.
So it
is a red, green, blue LED, but you just don't have anything running to the blue one.
Correct.
And then these are just 5 millimeter red LEDs.
Right. I do make a special one that would be red and green in the front, because Broadcast Beat likes to know the person know that preview to which camera, so we make red and green in the front.
Yeah, I like that too. But it looks like your standard models are basically just like red, and then
correct, red in the front, red and green in the back. And like I said, it's a special tally light that I make that has red and green in the front and red and green in the back.
Got it.
But it's not listed on our website because it's a special light.
Well, you should put it on your website still and just put special item.
Yeah, but this way here I get people to call about it.
Well, Ted, you have a special marketing plan, and I love it.
Call me sometime and we can talk about setting them up on the ceiling and all the other stuff.
Okay, I will definitely call. And I like having the Zoom call there, Mike. So like over here, we have the Zoom call just on the TV. So I've got two options here. I can look at this confidence monitor that's in front of me that shows, what is streaming live right there. And then over here, we can see the Zoom call, so that makes my life a little easier. Still trying to figure out, what do we want to see? What is the easiest? David misses the couch set.
The confidence monitor is actually in front of you now.
Yeah, the confidence monitor is huge. And then we've even got another possible, monitor over there. I think more Zoom collaboration is going to be important, especially as we interact and collaborate with more people online. And so I'm excited about that. And I'm excited about the new sets.
This stand-up area we have it open so we can build whatever set we want.
Yeah, so this space over here is almost like going to be still built.
It can be empty, or you can fill it with furniture, whatever production you want.
Well, and one thing I was thinking about, it's just managing too many things gets annoying. But this right here, it was supposed to be for a camera operator. So you could come here and you could have a kid, operate just one camera. And it's just kind of a fun, because you can get these cabinets even on clearance at like Walmart for like 99 bucks. And so it's just kind of a fun way to incorporate a television with a HDMI input and an Xbox joystick for kids to do camera operations. So this is kind of cool, but it's just one more thing to set up and worry about. So I'm not overly jumping at the gun to fix this up and get it working. But I think you're right, Mike. I think there's something's coming here and we don't know what it is. I am going to put like a whiteboard up here so we have some whiteboarding space. I think that's valuable. This is not a touch screen. It's just a sharp monitor. It would be kind of cool if it was a touch screen. But those aren't cheap, and we already went over budget with this studio. But that would be my dream, maybe like a touchscreen. Now I do have a touchscreen tablet, so I have like a Windows touchscreen tablet, so I could draw on that and project up onto the screen. So maybe I'll do that. And then you can also just have PowerPoint presentations that have, slides that are animated. So I was thinking I might have just a PowerPoint clicker here, have the presentation, click, click. Annotation would be nice. And then the other thing that's in this studio that we haven't used yet, and I'm almost afraid to show it, but I think it might be worth it at this point, Mike, is I have my NDI camera that may work and it may not work. This is the first time we've tried this. And NDI has some cool cameras that you can turn your phone into a video source. Is it working?
Hold on, it's coming in.
Okay.
There it is.
Turn the audio off on it. Nice. Okay. So this is, I'll try not to like be too shaky as we're showing everything, but this will kind of give a better view, I think. So there's the 30X that we were looking at. That was the 12. Now we can kind of peek over Mike's desk. So we have an NVIDIA graphics card. It's a GTX GeForce. You can kind of see what Mike's working with here. Staying very, oops, sorry. He's got zoom on one side. Are you sure that camera's not coming in right there? That's supposed to be like the behind the scenes producer camera there, the HuddleCam HD Pro. I thought for sure I pulled that in. Just go to the front. There it is right there. So cut to that real quick. I just want to show that. So Mike's got a behind the scenes camera. It's a 4K camera coming in. You can, but I don't have it set up for that yet. Let's cut back to this guy. Cause we gotta wrap this up soon. I gotta go pick up my son from school these days. Might have to start scheduling these shows earlier because of my kids. But this is what it looks like from this side. We have an auto tracking camera, the HuddleCam HD Simple Track 2. Needs to be dusted a little bit. There's a lot of moving and shaking going on in here. So this is my view from the back. So we can see the confidence monitor. So I can see what's going on. This needs obviously some work. It's a little messy. No, I shouldn't even show that. This is the Zcam. This is a PoE injector from PoE Texas. It takes the Ethernet that was delivered here and converts it to power for this NDI camera. And just looking back, you can see there's lights every 10 feet, probably there's a light. And I think those make a pretty big difference. They're all on these swivel mounts that are wall mounted. So they hang, and then they've got what's called a yoke, and that's a light yoke. They also have diffusion filters on the front. I don't know if you guys can see. Oh, yeah, you can see that. That's a diffusion filter just to diffuse the light a little bit. They're all set to pretty much really crisp white. And then this is our behind the scenes camera. We've got zoom. Hey guys, we got zoom on there. This is the chat. So a lot of people ask about this. This is how we send the chat messages. There's Jerry Donahue. I'm meeting with Jerry soon. I think tomorrow. Please take off the mask, says Deke. Well, can't do that yet. Not until maybe not until we're vaccinated. We have to figure that out. We'll switch. Go ahead, switch to the 30. So that's actually all the time we have today. What time is it? 2:45. So we have to wrap it up. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. My email is paul.richards@streamgeeks.us. I'm happy to answer any questions. By next week, I would like to have a blog post and complete itemized list of everything in this studio. We would love to hear your feedback, your comments about what do you think we did right in this studio, what we can improve. It's always a work in progress. It's always adding more things, and there's at least 10 things on my list to add already. But we're going to be moving along and sharing everything along the way. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We got to run. Take care. Bye.